I talked to Jeffrey, and I'm going to his house tomorrow morning, and I'm taking my friend. He's gonna set something up for
Well, what do you think? Go ahead.
I don't know. I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow morning when I go to his house about it. I mean, I don't really work for him like that. I just bring girls to him, and they work for him. So you're gonna have to talk to him about it. The more you do, the more you.
But tonight, I'm going to use that privilege to expose what really happened with Erika Kirk. So then this brings us to the fundamentals needed to understand the story of Charlie and Erika Kirk. So in 2018, a former pageant queen, Miss Arizona, Miss Erika Franzfey, stumbled into the brand new Turning Point USA office in Phoenix, Arizona. While she was there, she very quickly bumped into Charlie Kirk, who then flew her to New York City for her job interview at a burger joint, a restaurant called Bill's Burgers. At which point during the job interview, Charlie Kirk said, "Forget the interview, forget the job, I actually think I'm going to date you," because that's super professional, but that's what happened. Erika completely jumped at the chance to date Charlie because he was already anointed by the billionaire class that funded and controlled Turning Point USA as the person that was going to be the next president of the United States. This was not something that was a secret. This was not something that was implicit. This was something that was explicit in several conversations. Everybody knew that Charlie Kirk one day would run to be president, and it was a running comment, a running joke, that Erika Kirk would one day be the first lady. Erika Kirk was never a stay-at-home wife. She was the operator. Charlie was nothing but the face. He was the schmuck, the puppet that went to university to embarrass college kids, to then clip them on social media and raise money for his political campaign disguised as a charity. That's all it ever was. And Erika was the one that upkept and fostered the relationships with the billionaire class. The agreement for them was very simple. Do what you're told, ride the youth wave to the White House, and then become president and first lady of the United States. But things didn't go quite according to plan, because somewhere along the line, Charlie Kirk grew the tiniest little piece of a spine.
Whether or not we should be more with Iran. I would love for him to be here right now and tell us if we should or should not. I would love it. I miss his voice more than anyone in this world.
What? But I can say concretely, here's where I stand. We do not want U.S. boots on the ground. We do not want American kinetic involvement.
Make sure we don't go to war against Iran.
It is.
I don't think we should bomb Iranian nuclear facilities. I just don't.
My whole life, I've been told that Iran is getting a bomb. Iran is getting a bomb. Iran is getting a bomb. Iran is getting a nuclear bomb. And yet here in 2025, they do not have a nuclear bomb. So why should we trust the American intelligence without verifying it? This is Israel's war. The worst possible case scenario is Iran says, okay, you humiliated us, you killed all of our leaders. We're going to go make this a regional mess and try to get as many people involved as possible.
And I think it's a long past time that our leaders would start to prioritize the well-being of our own citizens, not those of foreign nations.
This is more Israel pushing for Iran. But is that America's problem? That's a question. I mean, maybe the answer is yes. Maybe the answer is, you know what? They were wrong about Iraq. They were wrong about Syria. They were wrong about Afghanistan. They were wrong about the Taliban. They were wrong about Libya. They were wrong about the Arab Spring. They were wrong about Yemen. They were wrong about the Arabian Peninsula. They were wrong about the 9/11 hijackers being Saudi Arabian. But hey, 10th time's a charm. This time we're actually right.
So in 2024, Charlie began defecting on some issues that were very important to the billionaires that owned him, specifically issues regarding foreign policy. The donors began to panic that their puppet was defecting on the only issue that actually matters to them, so they attempted to appeal to him through the only lever of control they had left, which was his wife. Erika then began pestering Charlie every single night, which put immense strain on their marriage. Support the war, do what you're told, you're ruining everything that we built together. And it actually got to the point where this is documented that a priest had to be called to pray over their collapsing marriage, which I believe detonated the night of September 9th, the night before Charlie was murdered. Erika herself admitted on national television that at 2:30 in the morning, she urged Charlie to sleep alone in their daughter's room so he could rest better before Utah. In the morning, Charlie grabbed his ring and his necklace from the bathroom and left for this huge, very important event without saying goodbye to his wife. It's been reported that shortly before his assassination, he messaged one of his friends saying, "It feels like it's over." It's very obvious he was talking about his marriage. I think the night of September 9th, there was a fight, and Charlie and Erika decided that they would be getting a divorce. Is around the same time of Charlie messaging his friends that it's over in reference to his marriage. Erika also messaged the donors saying it's over not only in reference to her marriage to Charlie, but in reference to all hope being lost that he would ever come back to their side politically, because he literally texted other people that he would be leaving the Israel cause. Now, from the donor's perspective, the looming divorce between Charlie and Erika not only could represent the end of Turning Point USA from an optics perspective would be absolutely catastrophic, but also represents the fact that the very last string on their puppet, which was Erika, is gone. So they had no choice but to do what the mob does when you don't listen to them after you take their money, which is to get rid of you. Just in time, right before Charlie was able to announce the divorce or the fact that he was leaving the cause. Nobody in the history of political assassinations has ever acted as bizarre as Erika Kirk, and I think that thing we're all registering as inauthenticity is actually guilt. Not only did Erika Kirk immediately accept the lone gunman narrative that doesn't make any sense for a multitude of reasons. The only reason she's not demanding answers is because she knows exactly who did it and why. Within 72 hours of the assassination, the domain Vance Kirk 2028 was purchased. Erika immediately sprints to take the throne of her dead husband by becoming CEO of Turning Point USA, and publicly forgives the shooter on camera before we can even actually establish if he really was the killer or if he acted alone. Bullshit, and if you believe that, you are a fucking idiot.
Erika Kirk, her orphan ring. A lot of people think that she started this thing like, oh, she was part of her pageants, but she was 17 years old. Starts an orphan ring, a guy named Otto Busher, he was a Marine, ended up getting caught for like orphan minors, you know?
Wait, are you kidding?
No, Romania is one of the biggest trafficking places in the world, actually.
No, it really is. I looked into this.
It's a big hub for it.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
America's number one. We're always number one in that.
I think
It's like-
Israel's pretty big, but how about Erika Kirk? What a sociopath. How did Charlie Kirk not spot that?
well, they met on a
really
wall
insane.
humping trip in Israel.
I will never forget the time I was in Israel with my husband. Well, not with, that was the second time, but the first time with my mother on a pilgrimage. And I was standing in the ticket line. And I remember looking behind me. And in the snake of the ticket line was a guy who looked very familiar. I had no idea who he was. And I told my mom, this guy looks so familiar. And as a typical mother, she said, go and say hi. That ended up being Charlie. Nothing is by coincidence.
Wasn't she on reality shows, like making out with dudes and telling him, like, yeah, I've only been with you, Charlie?
Yeah, I mean, she
Total
was
sociopath.
like,
Hey, Erika, what about the guys you dated before Charlie?
I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was.
You were proposed to by Charlie in 2020. You started dating him in 2018. And 3 years before that, you were dating this guy, Tyler Massey. I mean, you guys would do couples photo shoots. This is still online. And this is only 3 years before you started dating. Yeah, and 2 years later, you were dating this guy, Cabot Phillips. And here he is posting you guys on his public page saying, yes, we're that couple who gets painting lessons together. Again, this is a year before you started dating Charlie, and well within the 5-year period you claim to have never dated anyone, but you were out here dissing your roommate for dating.
I always thought it was very strange how she would go to drinks with one guy and then go to dinner with another. Somehow getting drinks was the replacement of having coffee and breakfast. I personally would rather have coffee or brunch with someone than go. I don't drink. I find it unproductive.
And why are you here drinking and dating on a reality show that actually was filmed the year you met Charlie? So you obviously were dating. So I'm not understanding your timeline. I mean, you're talking to a guy here who's asking you out on a date and you're taking his number?
It's great. But I'm just really excited to spend some one-on-one time with Erika. I really do like her, and I'm excited to get to know her a little bit more.
Erika? Hello? I just want to understand how you so confidently lied to our faces when this footage was on national television, and you know the footage is out there. The pictures of your boyfriends that you dated are still public online, and you know that. Wait, isn't Cabot Phillips your ex-boyfriend? Why is he now the speaker of Turning Point USA, the senior editor for the Daily Wire, the one outlet that your husband was having active beef with at the time? Connected to Netanyahu, so...
Stop.
Right, so what else are you lying about? Because you're a liar. Point blank period. You are a liar.
I talked to Jeffrey, and I'm going to his house tomorrow morning, and I'm taking my friend he's going to set something up for you.